answers and more. If you're heading down this way, do come and join us. Jean Christophe Novelli is here answering questions. He's cooking up a storm here on the stage. So do feel free to come and join us. Hello, carry on.
Okay. Therefore, when you got the caramel to the right temperature, use a ladle or the back of a mixing bowl or anything, a container, metallic if it's possible, ceramic or glass, but not plastic or no aluminium. And what happens is the caramel probably still at 60, 50 degrees.
Hi.
Will cool down. And what we need to do is to place it on the top of the ladle, which has been kept in the fridge, with a tiny print of rapeseed oil, just nothing. And what do we do now is just to expose the lining of the caramel very slowly. And what we're going to do is two halves. One will be supporting ice cream, mixed fruits. Before it could be something heavy, hot, liquid. And we need to reinforce this one by having these little spirals. You can see clearly what I'm doing now. Is having a layer of suspensions. I know it sounds silly, but it is. And that will allow me to have an awful lot inside this little caramel.
Hold food inside.
Without breaking anything. Because this is very delicate. This will break anytime. Okay?
That is amazing.
So it's a bit of practice. It looks like it's difficult to do, but it's not. You can see how thin, how gentle. And I think that would be perfect on your wedding cake. What do you think? With all the roses inside, then turn it over. And if the ladle is relatively chilled or cold, it should hold. And that's what I meant. It's really crispy.
Oh, that's good, right?
That's the first one.
That's really good.
And then we do another one.
That's good, right?
Which would be at the top. Now, because this will be just as a subject of decoration, you don't need to have so much sugar. It's just basically the visual part.
So I'm really clever there, how it's done, isn't it? Really clever.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night like a spider.
I'm thinking the others are like a spider web.
Yeah, very similar.
Fantastic.
So again, it's a minimal amount of sugar for a nice little display. And the good thing about the caramel, you see, that's why it's interesting to listen now. The making of caramel is not a big deal. It's the waste of time which is a big deal. But when you make figurines like this, and it's very humid outside, you see the water, it's still dripping. Somewhere, somehow, the caramel suffer of this liquid, and it gets very sticky. That means if you make some display and keep them on the side for the next few hours, by the time you eat them, they'll be so sticky, it will be a waste of time again. Therefore, if it's an issue of warmth, dust, or humidity, make the caramel very slowly without no water. Also, you can keep those things in a box, like a polystyrene box, with a little bit of rice, a cellophane cover. Rice will attract, obviously, rice will absorb the humidity, therefore you can keep them a bit longer, and that's it. Now, if I may ask you to run a little bit longer. Thank you. Can I see all this for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Or if you want to pass it to somebody else. Now, we've got the first one, and what we do now, we're going to make an attraction inside. And I would like to take the opportunity of having
That's really good though.
Do you mind to go to the audience? It was a very nice Indian restaurant as well, in Worcester. It's probably one of the best Italian chefs that you have in this country, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And also a good teacher. Therefore, Felice is going to demonstrate and show you this little figurine over there, and give you an idea of very sensitive and very It can be. Therefore, that's what I mean. When you make them up, you have to put them somewhere where they can rest as long as possible. Now, what we have here is a pan. And what I would like to do is to introduce a selection of fruits. Once again, it's August now. They should be sweet enough. In fact, you can. I just took the thinking mug, and you can spend it. Of course,
Thank
you
you
can.
very much. This is the prime month, is it, for?
Well, obviously, if it's not good now, forget it. Just pack your bag and go.
There we go.
Yeah, it is. Again, the smell, the taste, the colors, the textures, just vibrant. You know, don't forget also the nutrition effect, vitamin C's, you know, antioxidant. We need to think of that all the time. Now, what you can always do, if you know as privileged as August, like months of October, February, March, where fruits can be obviously still colorful, still with a good texture, but a little bit too acidic and less flavored, what you can do is give a bit of a kick by having some spice again, little bit of sourness, licorice, cinnamon will be fantastic if I may. Just a bit of cinnamon and
That's
cardamom.
quite a key ingredient then. Cinnamon and spice.
Yeah, cinnamon always works well, especially with apples or pears. But cardamom is very unusual. People think cardamom is just for rice or cooking with fish. Cardamom has this effect of being very dominant just in one time. When you get the pods inflating with the heat, which I'm going to do, against no fat, no alcohol, no liquid, just fried it. And what happens is the cardamom will very quickly inflate into allow the pods obviously look like nothing specific. In fact, you might time to have a lot more and throw into your dish. But this will obviously, as I said, inflate, the shell will dry up, breaks them up, and the pods inside is where the flavor is. Again, fat-free, sugar-free, salt-free, natural flavors. And you end up with something like this. Look at that. The same one has become this. Then obviously, what do? We break them up, open them up, and then you get fantastic flavors. People assume that using oil, or ghee especially, or even more butter, will help to extract flavor. It's not true. I think it's just a dryness. They do look like they dry, they sound like they dry spice, but there's always an amount of humidity inside. Anyway, therefore, now is the flavor. And what do? We plunge in the mix of whatever you find, apricots, peach, anything seasonal goes in. And accordingly, the time of the year, you can always add a very tiny amount of honey. Then you can have a little bit of kirsch, if you like kirsch or anything.
What's that there?
Well, kirsch is like what is made with cherry or pears. It's like an eau de vie, which is highly. Let's finish that very quickly. With the mint, again, using mint at the last minute. And now, have a smell of that very quickly. Just very quickly. That goes in. We're not overcooking, and it's a fact that overcooking destroys the nutrition. What's that? Thank you. Therefore, what's happened is, what is clear with something like this, for example, it is, personally I don't drink it, I don't use alcohol, but some people do. It's just a little bit of a kick. People try to flame alcohol when they make whatever, and I think it's a mistake. It's funny because I was brought up watching making the restaurant manager used to make the crème Suzette for the restaurant in the 70s. And I always remember the tip was make sure that when you put the alcohol in flame to make sure the acidity of the alcohol, which is totally not true, it's completely wrong. I mean nothing. What you do is you put less alcohol and make sure you don't evaporate it.
You keep it